Hey YouTube, today I'm taking a look at the G.I. Joe Retaliation Ninja Showdown Snake Eyes. Now this guy comes in a set with Red Ninja and Storm Shadow from the new film, but I'm just going to be looking at Snake Eyes here. Now he's the same mould as the regular Snake Eyes figure from the Retaliation line, just painted differently. He's kind of a lighter shade of grey. He's got more silver detailing on the kneecaps and the shoulders there. Now I'm not sure if this is accurate to how he's going to look in the film, but I hope so, because it's a really nice design. It's really kind of retro look about him. Really makes me think of the old UK comics and how he looked in those in the 80s. Now he's got this webbing gear, which I think originally came with a Beachhead figure, but it suits him well. That's removable. He comes with two different guns there and a silencer which fits on the end of both. As you can see there. And he comes with two swords that go in a sheath on his back. One's shorter than the other. And I've painted those silver. They actually come fully black. I've seen promotional images of them in silver, but I think whenever you get them they will come in black. Now the articulation's pretty good on this guy. He's got double knee joints, ankles move forward and back from side to side, wrists swivel and move up and down, same joints at the elbows and the shoulder. You can get some good poses with the sword with these wrists, having pointing his sword forward, holding it above his head with a pair of Grayskull, holding it behind him in a cool pose. So you can get a lot of kind of ninja poses out of him. As I say, the web gear is removable, the sheath's removable. Now one problem I had with this figure is that this webbing had a strap that goes across there which covered the hole that the sheath's supposed to go into. So to get the sheath in, you either had to push the webbing up, which kind of didn't look right because it was off his shoulders, or push it down. So I've actually cut a part of the webbing away so that the sheath will fit on his back. Also, the sheath itself is very bent. It's kind of a soft rubbery material, and when I got this, I've heated it up to try and straighten it out, but there's a notch in it where the plastic went into the mould, and that is causing it to bend, and it seems to be no way of really straightening that out properly. So that's quite annoying. It just doesn't look right being all bent and wonky like that. And there's a worry that if you store the swords in there over a long period of time, it's going to warp the swords as well. He also had a few kind of loose bits of plastic sticking out on him, on his wrist and on his fingers, that I've cut off now, but where the plastic had kind of gone over the mould. So it has a few faults. The head doesn't go up and down either. None of the new G.I. Joe figures seem to have the up and down motion on the head, only side to side, which is also kind of a shame when you've got such good articulation in the rest of the figure. It would have been nice to have had that as well for posing. Now I'll show you what it looks like without the web gear on. That just unclatches at the side there, and you pull it off over his head. Like so. Now I think it looks better with the web gear, but you can probably get a better range of posability from him without it getting in the way a bit. Still looks quite good without it, but it looks a bit bare, I think, without that on. So I'm going to put that back on him now and put his sheath back on. And I actually prefer this over the regular release of him. I just like the colour scheme better on this. He seems to have more detail painted into him, and I don't know, I've always liked Snake Eyes to have a kind of a grey tone to him rather than pure black. Now I'll do a comparison with some of my other favourite Snake Eyes figures over the years. Got the G.I. Joe vs Cobra Spy Troops era Snake Eyes, which is really poseable for the time. You know, he probably had the best articulation of a G.I. Joe figure to date at that point. And the G.I. Joe Resolute Snake Eyes, who I absolutely love, just because he's from Resolute, and I really loved Resolute. He's got a bit of a hunched look about him though, that Resolute Snake Eyes, but still pretty cool. And I'll compare him with the Rise of Cobra Storm Shadow. Now, like I say, I'm not sure if this is accurate to how he will appear in the movie, but I do hope so, because it is a nice design, nice kind of retro design, a lot better than the first movie design anyway, and no silly mouthpiece either moulded on. Now, there isn't too much to this guy, he's just a standard Snake Eyes, but for the time being at least, I think he's the best of the new movie Snake Eyes figures. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this quick look, and till next time.